a public-private partnership between the on the side of government, belief in science, technology, and innovation, or STI, as engines of socio-economic transformation, has laid the foundation for such audacious initiatives. Through the visionary leadership of the President, STI has now moved from being just a mere policy aspiration to a national doctrine. As HE has reminded us time and again, Germany earns more from coffee than the entire African continent combined. Let that sink in. It doesn't grow a single coffee tree, but it earns more from coffee. Matter of fact, in 2023, Germany earned $27 billion from the coffee industry. On the contrary, Africa earned $3.6 billion in 2022. This is a profound disappointment. You can say the same about the entire knowledge economy, the pharmaceuticals, which we have christened the pathogen economy, the automotive industry, artificial intelligence and other frontier technologies, industrial automation, and these are sectors where we have been mere spectators, but we are slowly gaining traction, and some of the fruits are visible in the exhibition at this forum. Specifically with the German example, His Excellency aims to arouse holy anger, challenging African countries to move beyond mere export of raw coffee beans and invest in entire coffee value chain, including processing, branding, local consumption, and export to capture a greater share of the global coffee market's value. And today at the Africa Coffee Park, we are responding. I also want to thank Mr. Nelson Tugume for being an innovation champion. And as Steve Jobs once said, the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Mr. Tugume is of such a breed. He has been in the trenches for long, firmly believing that we can do more with our coffee, and today we are beginning to witness these fruits. But let us be clear.
Technology and Innovation, and he was representing the Minister, Honorable Musenero. At this point, we are going to get into our first panel. Our first panel is going to be on financing innovation and value addition in Africa. But before I call upon my panelists, I'd like to invite Martin Mohanji from Uganda Investment Authority to give his keynote address that will usher us into our first panel. Mr. Mohanji, you're welcome. A round of applause for him. Let's make him feel welcome. Thank you.
The government officials present, my Lord the Bishop, invited guests, the private sector community, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, allow me to take this opportunity to thank His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda, the government, officials, and Inspire Africa management and the board for answering government's call for agro-value. Use the West to create jobs and the inspiration and aspirations of the National Development Plan for the Vision 2040 and the NRM Manifesto. It supports government strategy for accessing domestic, regional, so it is with this immense pride and excitement that I stand before you as we participate in this business forum. This is another milestone in Uganda's journey to become a global coffee leader. This project is not a fact addition, job creation, quality improvement, and above all, it's empowering our local communities. Now allow me, I go to that they called me to discuss or to present, and that is the role of Uganda Investment Authority in promoting innovation, industrialization. UIA's approach to promoting innovation, industrialization, and job creation underscores its commitment to Uganda's socio-economic development, with the main role being to promote, to provide aftercare, to license and permit such investments. And I'm glad to inform you that when Mr. Nelson Tugume came to my office seeking for an investment license, I gave Inspire Africa the investment license in 1 hour. Secondly, I wrote an email to His Excellency the Ambassador, the UN Permanent Representative, and His Excellency Ambassador Adonia Yavari in America, introducing Mr. Nelson Tugume to promote the Ugandan coffee in the different cities in the United States of America. And the ambassador responded and gave him a store, and he did promote in 7 days Uganda's coffee. Those are big milestones. Now allow me to highlight key notable achievements that have been scored in partnership and collaboration with other government agencies to promote private sector like this one of Inspire Group Africa. On the industrialization front, what has UAE achieved? Industrial and business parks to accomplish in the third National Development Plan. And I'm glad to report to you that 12 private hosting 447 industries, 60% of which are owned by domestic investors. Namande, Ruzra, Mbare, Soroti, Kashari, Masindi, MMP Wikwe, and Kasese. These parks support manufacturing, agro-processing, pharmaceuticals, textiles, and construction materials, among others, with total investment values exceeding United States billion. This has greatly reduced the import bill and boosted exports. Partnership with local government have mobilized land across the country to support 663 domestic investors that we have licensed at Uganda Investment Authority in 4.5 years. The authority provides critical infrastructure like roads, power, water, and sewage, which in effect lowers the costs of production and enhances Uganda's investment competitiveness. UAE to create more jobs, increase the tax base, and increase the exports under the tenfold strategy. To date, 105 traders have been facilitated to access tax incentives, affordable financing, and standards and certifications, including access to machinery for investment. Gives of increasing and promoting investment. In 2023, UAE 78 SME investors with innovative interventions done to date. These innovations include the marketplace, where domestic investors can under 24/7. A registry to support SME, support raw materials for value addition. 4. A registry of business development services to support SMEs access services. Lastly, in order to improve traceability, enables investors to allocate SMEs geographically and track the sources of raw materials. Allow me to finally talk about the one-stop center. In 2016, the government of Uganda through the cabinet formed the one-stop center. Agencies to deal with tax of citizenship and immigration control, to give work permits to foreigners. We have land to verify land, that is given to investors. We have utility companies like the UEDCL, water, in Uganda Investment Authority. All these agencies have timelines of serving investors, and this environment. Finally, allow me to talk about the job creation. UIA has significantly contributed to job creation through foreign direct investments and domestic investments, and SME support. SME means small and medium enterprises. Key achievements: 690,000 delivered, and to this sort, I can inform you that currently we have 120,000 jobs that
Robert Wanok, can give him a round of applause as he gets here. Dr. Cedric Akwesje, who is the Managing Director, MHS Pharmaceuticals. MHS is a Microhem Scientifics, a diagnostics manufacturing plant. It's located in Kampala in Ntinda, and it is headed by Dr. Akwesje, and has actually, I've been informed that it has partnered with Rwashamiri Health Center 4 to provide free testing services for HIV exhibition tent. The exhibition tent is right behind this one, and this at the back you will see inside the tent, you will see MHS tent, and you'll be able to pass through. So they've given free kits for HIV and malaria, and they're doing the testing, and these kits that they manufacture are the first of their kind to be produced in Uganda, and we're inviting you all to go pass by and test. My third panelist is Bishop Sheldon Mwesgwa, who is a bishop and Kwale Diocese, but he also chairs the Finance Committee of the House of Bishops. Yes, give him a round of applause. And also from Uganda Revenue Authority, that is Peter President also be joining me on the panel. A round of applause for Peter. The microphones are right
Introducing Wanda's multi-purpose disinfectant, your ultimate defense against harmful bugs and germs. With just a few sprays, you can quickly disinfect your toilet, bathroom, urinal, dustbin, kitchen counter, tables, farm tools, children's toys, you name it. Keep your loved ones protected. Choose cleanliness. Choose protection. Choose Wanda's. Always wonderful.
Otaferwa aha tayari West.
Kandi town council yetaka kozire program yo cleaninga town tokabaje moto n'umutekwa cleaninga ate kintu eki tukigambireho munonga ne bimwe babiho mufureje babitayiguru bemaraho esande yone naro bemaraho ebironka bishatu injire chezagwe garike bigarura mufureje
miara nankata town council na ine etajine vunanizi wabahango bo kujigura juneri aha party ya Yunura Unka Yunura ibita kozire cyango no bokwa nore bengudo zito kuziri norangwe engudo emyara byona bisiskire
Yunura ine habantu tenders basashurwa buri kwezi kandi bajango utakasashwire muntu w'umwara okuyamo ebiro febyo meya na chairman w'isi wanu wene futeka ochi kumwendo singa kojango umurimo ogurebire gwabonera wajirota bamusashura so hato ejimyara yo kureba ni leaders abo kuba wabota njerebwa nabo bino kuba maybe kuba katema abo kwa tendara wota muri recommend injiro meya uri chairman w'isi wanu tubakujira bata bakumusasura
Omagarageseji arhembere eri kutuhindura tukabeche chituri embereji eri kuhindura mazoba engendo narishi ebitebyo bitu nambwe no mumberejo bitwantoronde kinte cyo mutana habindi namunonge kinte kiri kubasa kureta hecho kutangaza omagaragitu naniwe gabana haburungi bwa Wonders Family Jelly izoba ryawe riberyo mutano gakoziro mbirungo ebirikuhezo mbiri gukagarika busya gukagira mani wena kwasigara no kuraje Wonders Family Jelly nuko majuta agine kuguma harubaju neka yawe
Wonders, always wonderful.
Otaferwa aha tayari West.
Korba nonda kora je eyibar kweta pure and good journalism. Ngohereze abantu, you must work as a team.
Sure.
You must work as a team.
Sure.
Iwe ochekwanda ukoragana n'uryo mu kamera.
Yes.
Uryo mu kamera chekwanda akoragana n'uryo mu studio. Uryo ndijo supervisinga chekwanda it must be a team. Twatandika ibinihiro. Abantu bakaba barga Tanzania Rwanda kwija kureba kacebese. Turagira mu kinihiro tukararamo. Tukararamo. Kindi twatandika
kacebese.
Bakaba jango buramubwense bunyuma kilo.
Usinyoni nyesimba.
Ni nyesimba.
Etara ya betara.
Ogira muna chikwimishi.
Obihana.
Ezuko yandikisataziwa. Narahira nazo mukanso ntakagiza mga ntakumanye biri kufamu bangira ngo ndabaronde kizigitivu ngata kumane yachi neza gukora ki kashkambe ni nyerenderanye nkakaruru tindi kuza kwemarira ngo torukora we nkano utagugera deputy mbuherezoha ebimwe byataka nushutu bikaba bitari kumpagera mbwene ibyo byona tokakora wenga kunasinga primaries president yanyamba
naye bari
yanterese mukunkongura curatinga kandi cicwamba kunagirebere simwe rimwe binamba ntana ba bank haya ntabankwata ate nakuterera kukongura curatinga ayo bari kusinga
Otaferwa aha tayari West.
faith-based institutions as also a contributor to, you know, some of the things we are talking about here. So my question to you, Bishop Sheldon, is how can faith-based institutions contribute to national development through investment in value addition areas or sectors like agriculture?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Kanare Mujisha. Mugume, sorry. I was a teacher for Nelson Tugume at Intare School, General Paper. So I'm a storyteller. I don't go direct to the point. And I used to tell my students, what I say outside the syllabus may even be more important than what is on the syllabus, if you remember. So I will answer your question, but with this winding path. 2014, that we came here somewhere. He said he will take me there. I don't even remember where. We're about 3 bishops. And he showed us, actually I was asking him, is there something we signed? I remember you had a dream, you drew something and we signed on it. He says, yes, it is there. Wow. So, financing, where does it start from? It starts from the mind, I want to imagine. I used to teach them where knowledge is wealth. Knowledge is power. Education is a preparation for life. Discuss. Probably that's where some of these ideas came from. So, it is good to dream. Dreaming is important. A girl, a lady, no, she's the deputy coordinator, national parish development model. I listened to her speaking to students, girl students in Chibura girls. She said, most people dream during the night, good to dream during the day. I liked the quote. May we dream during the day. I see this young man as someone who the day when others dream in the night. Again, I remember him on school assembly in front of Intare School compound. He was always the #1 at the school assembly, extraordinarily smart, because many boys were not always as smart. Sorry for the others. And he was involved in scouting. I think all those helped him to prepare. Okay, let me move on. Coffee, for me, where does it also start from? I also picked interest in this crop. As a bishop of Ankole Diocese, at that time, this Intungamo was under Ankole Diocese. And there is a place called Nyongos. So I was visiting and I had an archdeacon called Tuyasingula. I saw this beautiful coffee garden with flowering plants, very white. They called it radio. It was so beautiful. Me, I grew up in towns, and so I said, this is so beautiful. So this coffee, that means people are going to get good money. The priest told me, oh, Bishop, it is a sad story. Mostly, all of this garden has already been paid at that level of the flowering plant. They pay, they come and pay very little money, and at the end, you don't get much. And of course, the sad part is that when some men are involved and they are women, even the man will go and drink some of the money. So it touched me and it troubled me. I started thinking, church should also come in and see how to bridge this gap. Education. We need to educate our people to be patient so that you wait for selling at the right time. That is financing. I'm in the line. Not so. So, we took interest and got involved in coffee also. Then we also realized that the church had church land. I just sent a message to my officer to give me the real facts. We now have 200 on church land, 233. And then also we have the smallholders, 138 acres of coffee on households. So we are trying also to mobilize the Christians to get coffee. Recently I visited one of the parishes and I met, and this Christian was of coffee. Amazing. The guy was so confident. My children can no longer have problems of fees. I've never seen a confident person like the other one. On LOC 1, coffee is a big thing. We want to appreciate government. They've gotten us a wet mill processor. We bought a solar dryer ourselves. They gave us a moisture machine, they call it. What we don't yet have is a coffee huller. They said 45 million. Hopefully at some point we shall get. But we are trying to get engaged and involved in coffee. I have been so passionate. In February I attended an international conference in Dar es Salaam on coffee. And there, the expert, one of the things that caught my attention was that the experts, top level, they said, and these are academicians, they present papers and you say, oh my. They told us that currently the price of coffee is at the highest that it has ever been since 1997. And they said that the reason is Brazil and Vietnam, the highest producers of coffee on the world market, they got frost and they got two things. Also much sunshine or something. There is what they call in Runyankore, it's a blessing in disguise. So everybody should go for coffee. For me, I've been involved in a banana plantation in my area. Land, I rook bananas. Time I saw about 5 million they put. But when I had vanilla, I ran to vanilla. I've been having vanilla. The prices on just this morning I was asking one of my guys and he said a kilo I think will be 20,000. Then I calculated I may get 12 million. But so far I've invested 50 million. Pray for me. Started also on coffee. So in this room, how many of you have coffee gardens? Put up 0.6%. And they are insured. For those low cost, for me they can't give me that loan. A Sigma. For those low cost, for me they can't give me that loan. A Sigma, they call it a fund in our circle. We have a very good circle doing well.
So who qualifies for
whom he has talked about? Those will get if you come. This circle is very powerful. For those who want to invest, the biggest shareholder has 700 million Uganda shillings. Last year, he got 260 million profit. So, but the point is, those low-cost loans are there for the ordinary. So my conclusion is, coffee is the way. How I wish every other person would have a small piece, and we've also complied with the European Union, something requirements they are asking us, and all our farmers, they have, what do they call it? They have mapped all our farms, and so we shall continue. Dr. Tugume was in the House of Bishops. He came addressed us. How I wish all religious leaders on their pieces of land would be able to, because what is coming is big, big, big. I think that is enough.
Thank you.
I
Thank
hope I've
you,
been in
Bishop
line
yes.
with financing.
Yes, you've actually showed how the church can be seen as an investor also, but also giving, affordable credit to the wananchi to be able to carry on with their businesses. I'll come to you, Dr. Akwesije, with your innovation. What unique financing challenges do pharmaceutical manufacturers in Uganda face, especially in scaling this innovation? Do these banks believe in you, or when you go there they toss you around?
Government officials in the house, our Lord the Bishop, invited guests, I want to thank you. I'm seated here, but I'm dying with a lot of happiness in my heart. Canary, I will not go straight. I'm going to answer it, but I want to first express my gratitude to people who have sacrificed their life to waken up Ugandans, to save our money that has been siphoned for centuries of years. When I was entering here, I wrote down, but for how long? For centuries Uganda has existed. No one has ever thought of processing and adding value to coffee. And I can bet you 90% of you here, some of you have gone to school, your primary is using coffee money. Because coffee has been in Uganda for so long. But someone had this. And with this, I want to thank Nelson for sacrificing his happiness to bring and execute this idea. Thank you, Nelson. I also want to thank, I've already seen Dr. Magola and other innovators in the house sacrificing their happiness for Ugandans. You know, this side of this kind of investment and innovation and what, many people may think you are actually enjoying. Many people, when they see this Nelson, think the man is enjoying. This man is suffering, but is preparing and awakening up Ugandans. Imagine of 2 staff. He started with only 2. One is a cleaner and a staff. He's the CEO. To this, can you imagine? I want us to clap for him. These people, they are not enjoying. They are actually sacrificing for us. I'm speaking like that because I'm there. You know, many people, when they see what is happening, what we are doing at MHS, they imagine, now the MD must be so happy. Akuna, you must sacrifice to reach this level. So what are the challenges in financing for innovations? Definitely this is Africa. Challenges are there, but must sacrifice to reach this level. So what are the challenges in financing for innovations? Definitely this is Africa. Challenges are there, but I want to tell each one of you here, never fear. I have liked Bishop who's some people dream in the night and they forget. The blessed ones dream in the day and they execute the dream. Don't fear financing. Don't fear technology. First of all, write down your dream and move a small inch. Even if you make 1 step. people will eventually recognize and say there is an activity here, and they will come. Financing is very expensive in Africa. It's not only here in Uganda. If you come up with a very good idea and you present it nicely to the financiers, they will actually finance you with very good terms. I don't want to talk about more details of, like, for example, what we are doing currently. I think some of you have seen Microhim, where we are manufacturing HIV test kits, malaria, and when we were traveling, meeting IVD manufacturers in Africa, we actually discovered we are the biggest manufacturer of IVD in Africa. But when you look at our the size of the plant that we have, we cannot even consume 10% of the East African market. The East African IVD market for at least 3 products, HIV, malaria, and TB, is 3.19 billion per year. Dollars. And I came here to tell Nelson, you know these billions of dollars you are talking about in coffee. Do you know that you are going to make that money and the disease will take it away back to someone who's... So I'm so happy that I'm seeing innovators here, and I'm so happy for STI, and I'm so happy for His Excellency. I'm so happy. You know, sometimes when we are too busy, we don't even find where to express our happiness. I'm happy you called me to, and now I'm going to tell you my happiness that Uganda is going to become an industrial and highly industrialized, and we will conquer this Africa. I am telling you, today Microhim received financing. The challenge was, are you sure that you have market? You know, as long as you have market, there is always money. As long as you have a product, someone will come and finance. So don't fear. Identify a nice product and get the challenge. So challenge number 1, there is a lot of time. It takes a lot of time for the people to accept that this idea is actually a feasible idea. That's number 1. Number 2, the pricing is high. Number 3, we also generate for ourselves, because the survival rate for businesses in Africa is not that good. So many financiers fear to finance. So there's that lack of trust. It's a lot. But for me, I didn't come to Canada. No. And I don't want to tell anyone in this group to get scared. And start, even if you start 1 foot, tomorrow another step. You see what we have in Ntinda was only doing 1%. We just received financing last year to manufacture and take over 100% of African IVD industry, which is minimum 150 billion. Okay? US dollars per year. This money has been going. Recently, when we started supplying government, then we put up adverts calling people. I saw we wanted 100 people. We got applicants 6,800. Then we said, so how would we share the jobs? We want to give all of you, but how? But imagine those 100 people, if we were still importing the products. The Chinese, the American, the Indian who's manufacturing would do the same. We would call those people from the street to come and get employed to manufacture product coming to Uganda. It's happening right now. So me, I'm so happy that we are waking up.
Okay.
The challenge is, the other challenge of financing you're going to face as an innovator is how to manage the money and when this money is given to you, how do you manage that you deliver the project to completion like this and pay back the loans? There's that short term, but as I told you, it is something that you can agree. These guys are here, they have a lot of money, these ones. A lot, some of it, they don't even know where to put it. Even other banks. What about government? Do you know how much government is giving us to put us? Do you know that once you have successfully executed the product, government gives you off-takes to purchase these products? So, in conclusion, me, I'm encouraging us very many people to come up and we industrialize our country. Thank you so much. I hope I answered you.
Yes, you did. Yes. You did. And let's go to URA. Peter, are there tax reliefs for companies investing in value addition and industrial? You such a great innovation like this one here, you invest in value addition. The moment it appears anywhere in the press, URA comes for you. So, are there tax reliefs for such companies investing in industrial innovation and value addition?
Thank you so much, Kanare. My name is Peter Twesgamkama. I head the region, the Southwestern region, in the Department of Domestic Taxes Office. I'm so privileged to be here representing the Commissioner General of URA. Thank you so much, Kanare, for that question. And Bishop Sheldon and the church generally. The church has been a great partner in the mission that we are on, the mission of liberating our economy from economic dependence. That is why we mobilize this revenue. Bishop, with your permission, I ask to tell these people that Ankole Diocese is one of the top revenue contributors that we have in this country. So when you see the church, I think I need to repeat it. Ankole Diocese is one of the top revenue contributors that we have in this country. Now, what does it mean? I want to build the point that he talked about, what the church is doing. When you see the church coming up and embracing some of these initiatives, my friend here said when he entered here, he was very happy. I visited one of the dioceses. Me, I left when I had a lot of rage because I was asking myself, why are we poor? And you want to know what this diocese has done? This diocese has passed a decree, and it is saying that each and every church, wherever they are, wherever they have land, they should plant at least 5 acres of coffee. Can you imagine? Each and every church, wherever they are, they should, yes, coffee. Minimum of 2. The bishop has corrected me. Now, I come from the Anglican church. And when I looked at the village, our village church, I realized we have a lot of land, but we have been renting it out to people, and they have been giving us 200,000 per year. Can you imagine? 200,000 per year, and we have a lot of church. So I want to thank the church for such partnerships. And when the church is now involved in some of these projects, I can assure you there's no way we can fail to achieve the development that we want. There's no way we can fail to achieve the economic independence that we are all working towards. Now, Canary, I want to briefly talk about the basics. We have been accused so much of using a lot of jargons, and people fail to understand the simple terms of taxation. Now, what does it mean for someone who has started a business, and specifically a manufacturer? In URA, there are some things that you need to consider, and I will briefly talk about the taxes that may be applicable to you. Briefly, one of the taxes is pay as you earn. Pay as you earn is the tax that we charge on all employees, and the only thing you need to know that if you have any startup, you have come up with such a value addition equipment, you have some of the people that are helping you. So long as anyone is earning any amount that is above 235,000 per month, definitely we expect you to register and you start deducting pay as you earn off the salary of that employee. We also have withholding tax that is applicable on some of the supplies and some of the inputs. We also have import duty that may be applicable also on some of the items that you import. Now this one I will explain later on, because some of the incentives now definitely come in under import duty. We also have value added tax that is applicable on some of the processes you deal in taxable supplies as per the tax schedules. Then we also have local excise duty that may be applicable on the manufacturer, a tax identification number. That is a unique number that we shall use to know you, indeed to identify that you are in a certain category and you in a certain category and you manufacture a certain type of. Let's look at some of the incentives. The number one incentive that you need to know, if you're a manufacturer involved in any business and you have no some of the things that we are going to the other initiatives somewhere supply to is at the time of paying you, they are going to pay you less. In most times, withholding tax.
Ferwa aha tayari West
kandi town council yatakakozere program yo cleaninga town tokabaje moto n'umutekwa cleaninga ate kintu eki tukigambireho munonga ne bimwe babiho mufurege babitayiguru bemaraho esande yone naro bemaraho ebironka bishatu injire chezagwe garike bigarura mufurege
myara nankata town council na ine etajine vunanizi wabahango bo kujigura juneri aha part ya Yunura Yunura ibita kozire cyango nabo kwa nore bengudo zito kuziri urangwe engudo emyara byo nabisiskire
Yunura ine haba tenders basashuwa burukwezi kandi bajango utakasashuire muntu w'umwara okuyamo ebiro febyo meya na chairman yosi wanu wene kuteka ochi gumwendo singa kujango umurimo ogurebire gwabonera wajirota bamusasura so hato ejimyara yo kureba ni leaders abo kuba wabo tazire njerebwa nabo bino kuba maybe kuba katema abo kwa tendara wota muri recommend injiro meya uri chairman yosi wanu twakugira bata twakumusasura
Omagara geseji arhembere eri kutuhindura tukabeche chituri embereji eri kuhindura mazoba engendo narishi ebitebyo bitu nambwe no mumberejo bitwantoronde kinte cyo mutana habindi namunonge kinte kiri kubasa kureta hecho kutangaza omagara gitu naniwe gabana haburungi bwa Wonders Family Jelly izo baryawe riberyo mutano gakoziro mbirungo ebirukhezo mbiri gukagara kabusya gukagira mani wena kwasigara no kuraje Wonders Family Jelly nuko majuta agine kuguma harubaju neka yawe
Wonders, always wonderful.
Otaferwa aha tayari West
korba nonda koraje eyibar kweta pure and good journalism ngoherezeje abantu you must work as a team.
True.
You must work as a team. Sure. Iwe ochekwanda okoragana n'oryo mu camera.
Yes.
Oryo mu camera chekwanda akoragana n'oryo mu studio. Oryo ndijo supervisinga chekwanda it must be a team. Twatandika ebinihiro. Abantu bakaba barga Tanzania Rwanda kwija kureba Kachebezi. Tuturagira mu kinihiro tukararamu. Tukararamu. Kindi twatandika guta Kachebezi. Bakaba jango buramubwensi bunyuma kilo.
Usinyo ni nyesimba.
Ni nyesimba.
Etara ya betara.
Ogira muna chikwimishi.
Obihana.
Ezo kuyandikisa teziwa. Narahira nazo mukanso ntakagiza mga ntakumanye bikufamu bangira ngo nabarondeka izigitivu ngata kumane yachi neza gukora ki kashikambe ni nyerenderanye nkakaruru tindi kuza kwemarira ngo torukora we nkano utagugera deputy mbuherezoha ebimwe byataka nushuti bikaba bitari kumpagera mbwene ibyo byona tokakora wenga kunasinga primaries president yanyamba
naye bari
yanterese mukunkongratulatinga kandi cicwamba kunagirebere simwe rimwe binamba ntana ba bank haya ntabankwata ate nakuterera kukongratulatinga ye bari kusinga
Otaferwa aha Tayari West. Otaferwa aha Tayari West. Otaferwa aha Tayari West.
Twatira makuru ageshonga aha Tayari West kurwo mujona zona nanye matenebe
amena danda kwa kunda kurwo kumaza bakora katano
kurgashaha ibiri zo mabazeo kutyashaha ishatu zo mabazeo
Otaferwa
Otaferwa aha Tayari West.
Africa is rising, a continent rich in potential, powered by a new generation of visionaries. From cutting-edge technologies to transformative industries, Africa is shaping its own future. Bold, sustainable, and value-driven. Inspire Africa Group welcomes you to the first Africa Business Forum, which will be held at Africa Coffee Park under the theme Innovation, Industrialization, and Value Addition on the 23rd of May 2025. The chief guest will be His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of Uganda, and His Excellency Dr. Samoei William Ruto, President of Kenya. Come, engage with the key policymakers, forge strategic partnerships, and unlock new markets. Join us as we reshape Africa's economic future.
Otaferwa aha Tayari West.
We are fresh and clean. Tuli bakozi we want to win.
Utwire noinda kuhangura umudidi gwa sente. Ikiriza twanjurire bet paka umunyamukago wawe. yegera mukutu gwa betpaka utandike kwangura mpaka hamizano yonna yawe yokunda nk'empira ya Premier League, La Liga, Bundesliga, virtual games nka Aviator, Jackpot n'endijo mingi nibakwana za bonasi n'ebindi by'amani yegera betpaka.com uri gukoresha promo code ya Tayari West utunge bonuses utandike kwangura mpaka betpaka ni rebero rw'ekitongole cya Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board of Uganda kandi okubetinga kuri kwikiza bw'abaryansi y'emyaka 25 amateka n'ubushoshoreje n'ibikoratirwa.
AZAM TV banna mu byokunyumirwa okulaba TV bongedde ebirungo mu mpeereza yaabwe nate. Funa kiti ya AZAM TV ku mitwalo 8 gyokka, kituufu ddala emitwalo 8. Oba funa dikoda ya AZAM TV ku mitwalo 4 gyokka, ke kaseera okwemala eggoga ne La Liga, Italian Serie A, German Bundesliga, Ligi ya Saudi Arabia ne Carabao Cup ku AZAM Plus ne Play Package mu HD. Nyumirwa ebina Uganda ku Chamuka TV ku AZAM Pure ku mitwalo 13 zokka buli mwezi. Nyumirwa ebyemizannyo ebya buli kika ne AZAM TV. Ekyasinze okuba ebbeeyi layisi wano, genda wa agenti waffe yenna oba okube ku ssimu nooti 3 3 nooti 8 9 nooti omanye ebisingawo.
AZAM TV, entertainment for everybody.
DK Events ne quiz yaho the Kasha Festival 2025 ao kwa Kasha Country Inn featuring Vinka, Ray G, Truth 256, Tipo and lots of entertainment from MCs and DJs. Entrance is only 10k ordinary, 30k VIP, M12 Tano, Meza Gold and 1 million for a platinum table. This is all brought to you by DK Events, Acacia Country Inn, Even the Coffee, UG Lemon and Ginger, Pepsi, Aquafina, NBS, Afro Mobile, Tayari TV, Disco Paints, Vima Events.
Skylight Hotel eresora uhereza bwo murembo muri Mbarara City ahi barukhereza breakfast ngakatogo omelette Rolex shumbusha chapati chai yamate eyo mukaru akatunda ko murembe nebindi
bineyo na chamushanere kutandika shamu kagazi ihangwe nibateke nkoko embuzi echenyanja muchemo obushaza akaro ekitoche echozi emondi greens obutura eshwiga kandi echo kunywa nikigenderaho.
Hey manya bino buraro burunji bwo murembe aha beinunji kandi warara Skylight Hotel Mbarara City breakfast ne yabusha bine rooms eziri self contained DSTV security rije kandi parking ne yemarira
bine bara yo murembe pool table sauna na steam bath hamwe na conference hall.
Skylight Hotel neshangwa omuri Mbarara City wahingura kace aha Vision Empire orguto rwatora katete ijuka ngu nibo ba director ba Skylight Hotel rukunjiri ebirukiraho tera notu mushanje mwenda 18 58 38 ninga notu mushanje notu mukaga 36 36.
Africa is rising. A continent rich in potential, powered by a new generation of visionaries. From cutting-edge technologies to transformative industries, Africa is shaping its own future. Bold, sustainable, and value-driven. Inspire Africa Group welcomes you to the first Africa Business Forum, which will be held at Africa Coffee Park under the theme Innovation, Industrialization, and Value Addition on the 23rd of May 2025. The chief guest will be His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of Uganda, and His Excellency Dr. Samoei William Ruto, President of Kenya. Come, engage with the key policymakers, forge strategic partnerships, and unlock new markets. Join us as we reshape Africa's economic future.
Otaferwa aha Tayari West. Otaferwa aha tayari West. Otaferwa aha tayari West.
Twatira makuru ageshonga aha tayari West kurwo mushonda zona nanye matenebe
amena danda kwa kunda kurugoro kumaza bakuru rakatano
kugashaha ibiri zo mabazeo kustyashaha ishatu zo mabazeo
Otaferwa
Otaferwa aha tayari West.
omubiri obeere mu mbeera ennungi nga weenywera Sauda Aloe Vera Drink akoleddwa mu birungo okuva e Saudi Arabia omuli black seed n'ekigaji. Tulina Sauda Pineapple Drink akolebwa mu nnaanasi ezaffe eza wano. Tulina ne Utamo Miracle Sauda Drink okumanya ebisinga okubya tukutatayeebwa. Sauda Drink kenenula omubiri.
Singura pichipichi na Ruhira Millennium Sacco. Okusingura pichipichi noetenga akakonji kamwe ubwo uri kubika emitwaro 52 okumara amezi 7 otakazihireyo kandi abarasingura ebihembe bindi ebirimente TV screen zirugogoma amasimu g'omurembe n'ebindi nyamwingi nobika emitwaro 21 nabwo mara emyezi 7 otakazihireyo okugura obukonji bwingi nicyongera emica yo kusingura akazana kandi kaza kuhendera omukwezi wo12 aho turagabira ibihembo z'amataji ga Ruhira Millennium Sacco nganya Kitunda, Ruhira, Nyakivare, Kashumba, Kabyanda, Ngarama hamwe na Mbarara City utandikireho kubika ibiri kukiraho tera noti mushaje noti #35 mushaje na 8 shinana nemwe ninga noti mushaje 8 shinana na 8 15 nkaga na mwenda Ruhira Millennium Sacco banka yanje banka yawe.
About my father, I don't know. I didn't get a shilling from there. Think always about your mother when you are doing this business. You will have something to get, but think about the ordinary person. Let us all think about the ordinary people and we empower them economically. They don't need a lot, and yet even us, we shall get something. Let's go for win-win situation. Let's not go for a winner-takes-it-all. Government, come in and support us more. The priest has said it further there. Hey, people who don't understand the church. We are on LC1. There is nothing we don't know. We relate with people to the lowest level. If you support church, and if church comes in and we don't, this country will turn around in terms of using the potential that we have to develop. It will take those who have an eye to he has told you, Ankole Diocese, our projects, we pay about 3 billion every year to government, roughly, our projects, in taxes. We are not scared of tax. We try to be transparent. There are many people who avoid paying tax. And when you get into a problem, it becomes a very, very big one. So may we be engaged, but also be, we appeal to you also. Let me say this message. Yesterday I had a business person I was talking to from Kampala. I was in Kampala yesterday. Top business, foreigner. He was saying there is a big challenge. People run after business people. Even on small projects, they have not paid. They bring KCCA, they bring photographers, they put you on handcuffs, they make a ramatazamaz. There is a word that Muhammad Ali, I think, was associated with Muhammad Ali. They make a big scene out of a small incident. And these are small innovators, small business people, they are starting. And then they are scared, and actually he told me, this friend, he said the guy is going back to his country because it's too much. So please, let us have a good relationship, tax people with the innovators, the people who are starting small, and also let the innovators, the business people be transparent, and we all need each other. I think that helps.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And lastly, URA, you want to answer the Annette talked about that they're so disappointed in you, in how you work.
Thank you so much, Annette. Now, to everyone who is here, URA operates a self-assessment regime. What that simply means, it means you as the businessman, you have an obligation to declare to URA your business transactions, which is done either monthly, depending on who you are and the type of taxes you're registered for, and also annual, especially for that concerning income tax. What it means if you don't do that, URA is going to assess you with a little information that it has. Now, it's unfortunate that my sister there suffered such, but in most cases, this is what I normally encourage all startups, all businesses. Get 1 day in a year, just 1 day in a year, and visit a URA office, just 1 day. We are facing a big challenge of unqualified tax accountants, unqualified tax agents that have kind of put a very wide gap between the taxman and the taxpayer. And some of these people don't even allow you to interact with the taxman face to face. These are some of the challenges we have also had with our importers. You've been seeing in the news where we have been saying that for now, we are going to kind of start restricting groupages, people who are in importation. Whereas you can import as a group, when you reach Nakawa or you reach Mombasa, we also want to know you personally, who is in charge of the goods now that have come in, not necessarily going through so many hurdles and you find that you're piling up, all of you, and you're all clearing as if the goods are for one person. Why are we doing this? We are doing all this because we want to get connected. We want to get connected to the taxpayer themselves. Now, we are going to have a discussion on it after this, and I will try to get to the matter, what exactly transpired. As I conclude, Canary, I want to briefly tell the general audience the pledge that we have as URA, and our pledge is to ensure that we maintain the engagements as much as possible. As I talk now, we have designated an entire department that is charged with the responsibility of educating the taxpayers. Now, we are also going to do further. We are going to decentralize this department up to the regional levels, up to the station levels. And their responsibility is one, to ensure that they educate the taxpayer and the taxpayer knows their rights and their obligations. And whereas we do that, of course, we are aiming at ensuring that we reduce on this gap between us, the taxman, and you, the taxpayers. So, just for emphasis, get 1 day, just 1 day, and ensure that you visit any nearest URA office. In the southwestern region, we have offices that are spread across. We have an office in Chotera, we have an office in Masaka, we have an office in Mbarara, we have an office in Rukunjiri, we have an office in Ishaka, Bushenyi, we have an office in Kabale, and most recently, we also have an office in Chisoro. Now, those offices are concerned with the domestic taxes. In case of any issue, and you believe that it needs face-to-face, I will kindly request you that you visit the URA office physically. Don't allow someone to represent you and they give you information that you're not aware of. Please ensure that you cross-check the information and also you visit the URA to prove indeed that the tax that they are telling you to pay, it is the right tax. Thank you so much, Canary.
Thank you, Peter. Where is Christine Muga? She came all the way from Kapchorwa and she's insisted she wants to ask this question. Where's Christine? Christine Muga from Kapchorwa. Where? Someone please take the mic. Christine? Oh, at the back. All right, in the meantime, I want to appreciate all of you for at least sparing time and coming all the way to Ntungamo or Ruashamire to be part of the Africa Business Forum. This is not something that is happening just this year. This is going to be continuous each and every year. Let's get our last question from Christine and then end this panel.
Thank you very much. My names are Christine Muga from Kapchorwa, CEO Mount Elgon Women in Specialty Coffee. It's not a question, but an appreciation. I want to thank Mr. Tugume. Thank you very much for mentoring us as women. Our major buyer of our green bean from Elgon region is Inspire Africa. They gave us a lot of capacity, and our coffee will score 84% and above CAP score. And this has brought women from very far. As I speak, I've led a delegation of 40 women to come and run tomorrow to bring up women of Africa. So, Mr. Tugume, your women are around. We've camped in the nearest center here. We arrived late, and the athletes who are women are resting. And after resting, they are going to have very good lunch so that they will have energy to run. And our races tomorrow are 42 kilometers, 21 kilometers, 10 kilometers, and the elderly like me will run 5 kilometers. So I request all the elders to register with me so that we help the youth tomorrow to run very well. Thank you very much. When I go back to Elgon region, what should I take?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Christine. And a round of applause for our panel here. I request Vision Bearer CEO, Inspire Africa Group, to come on the podium, take a picture with the panelists together with the board chair. In the meantime, I want to recognize the presence of officials from the Ministry of Agriculture, led by Dr. Gerard Chalo, the Commissioner of Coffee Development. Thank you so much for being here with us. I would like to recognize, he's right there, I'd like to recognize the presence of Dr. Matthias Magora, who is the founder and managing director, Day Biopharma and Bella Grain. Thank you so much, Dr. Magora, for being here. I would like to recognize the CEO of Vision Group, Don Wanyama. Thank you so much for being here with us. I'd like to photographer. I'd like to recognize, okay, is there coming? I'd like to recognize, of course, Equity Group, represented by the Acting Executive Director, Clever Serumaga. Thank you so much for being here with us. Honorable Kama Tenet, Woman Member of Parliament from Tungamo. Thank you so much. She's right there. Uganda Tourism Board officials represented here. Uganda Bati Limited officials represented. RDC in Tungamo. Thank you so much for being here with us. Thank you. I want to remind you of the coffee marathon happening tomorrow. Will be at the venue as early as 5 a.m. The coffee marathon will be happening tomorrow. Yes, you're done. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you. We also have Friends of Inspire Africa Group all the way from the United States. They traveled all the way from the United States. Susan and Albert. Susan and Albert, where are you seated? Thank you so much for being here with us. I'd like to recognize our sponsors, Aquafina, Equity Group, Uganda Tourism Board, STI, Science, Technology and Innovation Secretariat, Office of the President, New Vision, UBC, NBS Television, Uganda Bati, and many others that I'll be mentioning. Now, at this point, allow me get into our second panel. Elijah, wherever you are, make your way to the podium. We'll get into the second panel. And to set pace for this second panel, I would like to invite Acting Executive Director for Equity Group, Clever Serumaga, who will be giving his keynote address that will usher us into the second panel. Mr. Serumaga, you're welcome.
Thank you so much, Canary. To the honorable ministers present today, and all the government officials here present, the Inspire Africa team, distinguished guests, fellow business leaders here, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Dive into my remarks. Allow me to begin with a confession. And this is a coffee-inspired observation. This morning, while watching the Inspire Africa Barista Championship, I realized two things. First, drink. It's an art right now. And second, I think I now need to hire a barista to just explain my morning coffee. Because when I asked for a coffee, one of the competitors asked me whether I preferred a single origin medium roast with floral notes or a Robusta dark blend with hints of cocoa and guava. I told him, you know what? Honestly, I've given me any coffee. But that's the beauty of what we're witnessing today. Coffee is being elevated, not just in quality, but in culture, in value, in pride. And that is exactly the story of this coffee park. Turning back to my speech, my name is Klaba Serumaga. I'm the acting executive director of Equity Bank, representing our group directors who are supposed to be here. And as I give my speech, I'll focus on today's theme, the theme of this Africa Business Forum, which is innovation, industrialization, and value addition for Africa Renaissance. It's a great honor to stand before you today, not just as a banker, but as a proud advocate of a prosperous, self-reliant Africa. We are gathered at a transformative juncture for our country, Uganda, but also for our continent, and a business forum whose theme demands more than just rhetoric. It calls for bold action. And today, we celebrate not just the launch of a coffee park, but rather and today we celebrate not just the launch of a coffee park, but rather the awakening of an idea whose time has come, that Africa must not just grow wealth, but we must add value to it. We must own it, and we must lead in transformation. On behalf of the Equity Bank Uganda, and of course the larger Equity Group, I warmly commend Mr. Nelson Tugume and all the stakeholders behind this coffee park. It's a model for inclusive and sustainable industrial growth centered in Uganda, but also across the entire Africa. And this resonates with Equity Bank's recovery and resilience plan, which is our blueprint for the transformation of Africa. Our role at Equity is very clear, to be the engine room for inclusive economic transformation. And that's exactly what Wanok was explaining. Through this plan, which we are calling the Africa Recovery Resilience Plan, we've mobilized approximately $6 billion over the next 5 years to fund and support key sectors, including agribusiness, manufacturing, health, education, and energy. This plan is not just a funding framework, it's a philosophy that's grounded in equity, resilience, and empowerment. And it aligns perfectly with today's celebration, the shift from exporting raw coffee beans to exporting premium African brands, stories, and jobs. So let me start with the first theme, which is innovation. And as I speak about innovation, I speak about innovation of finance that works for everyone. Innovation is at the heart of everything that we're doing at Equity Bank and Equity Group. Through our digital platforms and inclusive financial models that Wanok was talking about, we've opened doors of formal banking to millions of people across this region who were previously excluded. Across the entire Equity Group, over 18.9 million customers have enjoyed our ecosystems. And you won't imagine, 54% of these are women. In Uganda, Equity Bank has increased access to financial services for women, youth, through our Young Africa Works initiative. We've trained over 400,000 women and youth in financial literacy, entrepreneurship, and digital skills. Now, these are not just numbers. They are lives that we've transformed. There are women, coffee farmers, who now own accounts, access credit, invest in farm-to-market strategies. There are rural youth who are becoming agro-processors, baristas that we saw today, exporters and brand creators. The second theme, industrialization. And here we're talking about local and global reach. Africa's future lies in industrialization, but not just in factories like this. It lies in industrial systems that benefit Africa first. This coffee park that we're seeing here today will be roasting, has roasting plants. We saw them, we saw packaging lines, value chain innovation. But it means more than that. It means jobs at home. It means more export earning because we've added value. And of course, it means that we're retaining more value in Uganda. As a financial partner, at Equity, we're ready to finance cooperatives, processors, exporters, the logistics, entrepreneurs throughout this entire coffee value chain that has been created by this plant. And through our climate finance framework, we are supporting climate-smart coffee farming and processing to ensure that the coffee industry grows, but it grows sustainably. Lastly, value addition without women at the center of it, you can say is almost dead for economic growth. We believe that empowering women is the most effective way to lift household, communities, and nations. To date, at Equity Bank, Uganda, we've disbursed almost $180 million in the last almost 2 years. That's about 700 billion Uganda shillings in credit to women-led enterprises in Uganda, with special emphasis to agribusiness, trade, and education. We've also supported the formation of savings credit groups among rural women, integrating them into the formal economy. Our goal is simple: turn smallholder farmers into agribusinesses and agribusinesses into exporters. That's our ambition, and that's a goal that we focus on. And that's exactly what this coffee park does. It's creating space for women-owned SMEs in roasting, value chain logistics, branding, and more. As I conclude, the time is now. Africa's renaissance will not come from outside. It will be built, owned, and led by Africans just like Nelson, innovating, industrializing, and adding value every step of the way. And it was very interesting just listening to the panelists in terms of what they are actually creating here in Uganda. And we are working and supporting them. So let us look at this coffee park, not as an end, but a beginning. A symbol, I think as you look at it, just look at it as a symbol of what's possible when purpose meets capital. When vision meets collaboration, and when African banks back African enterprise. Equity Bank will remain steadfast in this mission to transform lives and livelihoods by economically empowering people to build inclusive prosperity. So let us rise together. Let us innovate together. Let us industrialize together. And let's add value, not just to products, but to people. The Africa we want is not a dream, it's a decision. We're deciding now, and we're making it right here, right now. Thank you. May God bless Uganda. May God bless Africa. May God bless the Africa Coffee Plant. Thank you so much.
A very big round of applause for the Executive Director of Equity Bank, Mr. Serumaga. We thank you so much for those words. They were quite deep. I know the audience has picked something. And allow me to thank you so much, Equity Group. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here mainly because of Equity Group. They have supported this forum very, very much. Thank you so much, Equity Group. Allow me also to recognize our other sponsors and partners. Uganda BAT, we are very, very grateful. The managing director is represented here by Mr. Ian Lumanyika, the head of corporate affairs. Mr. Ian, we thank you so much. You can stand up for recognition. Thank you very, very much. We thank our other sponsors and partners. We thank Steel and Tube. Thank you so much. We thank Crown Beverages. We thank Uganda Tourism Board. And most importantly, we thank STI, Science, Technology, and Innovation Secretariat. The team from STI, please, thank you so much, represented by the acting minister, Dr. Mwichirize Cosmas. Doctor, thank you so much, and your team. We thank you so much for your support. We thank our other partners, of course, in the media, NBS, UBC, and Vision Group. Vision Group is represented by the CEO, Mr. Don Wanyama. I think he has stepped out a bit. He's been seated right here. Don, thank you so much, and your team at the Vision Group. We thank you so much, our other partners who have joined us here, for making this happen. And I should also add that the forum is airing, it has been airing live on Africa's biggest business TV, CNBC Africa. CNBC stroke Forbes. You know what Forbes means. That's the biggest business powerhouse in the world. So this forum is being broadcast across the continent. We are very, very grateful to CNBC Africa for supporting us. Ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, I will ask my colleague, Elijah, to come and host our second panel. Our program is running very well. I want to repeat that lunch is almost ready, but there are snacks and lots of coffees to my right and at the back. If the stomach is shaking a bit, you can grab a bite as the kitchen gets ready. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Duncan. I greet you all in your various capacities. My name is Elijah Tuliagu Manawe. I'm the Strategic Communications Officer at the Secretariat of Science, Technology and Innovation. And of course, I am very proud to be part of the conversations going on here. And perhaps to briefly take you into the sentiment and particular attachments that I have with the region, and watching such monumental innovations taking shape within the vicinity really gives me a lot of pride. And pride indeed is not a bad thing, but it's something that we should stimulate to give us confidence that we can do more as Africans, we can do more as Ugandans in particular. Before I introduce the panel, I'll briefly take you through what the Secretariat of Science, Technology and Innovation is, and the key mandates or the core mandates, so you can best understand and get the context of the major obligations or mandates that were bestowed upon us by the Fountain of Honor. We have 8 thematic areas, and productivity acceleration is just one of those where this venture, this innovation venture, is under. The core mandates are categorized in 3, where the theme for the panel discussions will be falling under. And of course, the first one is productivity acceleration as a core mandate. The other one is import substitution. And the third one is export promotions. So as I introduce my panel, I have 4 people on the panel, 4 panelists. And the very first one, who is also our host for this event, is the Honorable Jocelyn Bata Kamateneti. You're very welcome to take your seat, the Honorable Minister, rather Honorable Woman Member of Parliament. Because I'm more conversant with addressing conversations within the Honorable Minister, you'll excuse me for that. You're very welcome, Honorable Woman Member of Parliament for Ntungamo Municipality. You'll take your seat this side. Yes, District Woman Member of Parliament, Ntungamo. You're welcome. The other panelists on this panel that will be discussing the very pertinent topic is Mr. Ian Rumanyika. Mr. Ian Rumanyika is the Corporate Affairs Manager at Uganda Bati. You're welcome to take your seat. The third panelist is key to the heart of the Secretariat of Science, Technology and Innovation, and we have particularly supported him in the development of drugs locally and vaccines, and that's Dr. Matthias Magola. Dr. Matthias, he stepped out briefly, but Dr. Matthias Magola, wherever you are welcome to take your seat. The fourth is Mr. Amos Tindiebwa, who is the Managing Director at Fresh Cuts. You're welcome to take your seat. As we wait for Dr. Matthias Magola, I'll briefly introduce you to the topic that we were going to be discussing this afternoon. And the topic for this particular panel is bottlenecks in Africa's innovation, industrialization, and value addition journey. Value addition is indeed the way to go for Uganda, a developing economy, not only for Uganda, but also for the African continent. We've taken quite a number of strides, and before we do kick the discussions, I will make it a bit interactive right away from the start. And I'll start by asking the audience to name, and this is particularly to identify how much of knowledge we have in the arena of innovation, specifically scientific innovations. Name at least 3 innovations, Ugandan innovations, local innovations that you know. Anyone? About 3, you can just put up your hand and the microphone will be passed to you to name just one innovation that you are associated with, that you think has successfully gotten onto the market. Duncan, you can move the microphone around if there is any individual that knows an innovation a Ugandan innovation or an African innovation? Let's widen the scope. There is a hand at the back end. You're welcome, Dr. Matthias Magola. You can take your seat. There's a hand at the back end. Just give the lady the microphone to... Yes, please. Your name and the innovation.
Covidex.
Covidex?
My name is Naika. I work with Equity Bank. Covidex, which helped us during the COVID period.
Thank you, Naika. Any other one to name just one innovation that, in your view, there's a hand here, there's this gentleman, one innovation that you believe has successfully taken shape within the geographical boundaries of Uganda, but also on the African continent?
My name is Richard. I'm a public sector consultant. One innovation that I know about is the Chira EMV, the electronic motor vehicle.
Chira EV. Thank you.
Yeah, I've seen some buses, Kayola, and the like. I think that's a successful one. Thanks.
Thank you. This lady right in front of me.
Thank you very much. I am Dr. Isabella Pugh, the head anesthesia at Kabale University. So the innovation I have in mind that I'm aware of is the malaria product from Microhim. I attended the launch in Tinda, and I think this far they've really done great work.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There's another one here. I'd ask for 3, but we can do 5. That you believe has successfully hit the market. Under the Science, Technology and Innovation Secretariat, Office of the President, we have the idea to market journey. And this journey, when you come for the support, we categorize you from idea to viable product, rather idea, prototype, viable product to commercialization. You can go ahead and...
Thank you. Walter is my name, Managing Director, Scogem Enterprises Limited. One innovation which has inspired me as a technologist is an organization using waste biomass, talk of waste products from agricultural produces.
What's the name of the innovation?
They are combusting biomass to generate electricity by taking it through pyrolysis method, and they are able to supply the rural community with electricity, and also the refuse or the residues from the combusted biomass is used for making fertilizer and manure, but also...
In the interest of time, just name the innovation. And we thank you though, thank you for your input. One last one, and we move to today's agenda. There's a hand.
Thank you.
Yes,
Good
please.
afternoon.
Yes. Go
My
ahead.
name is Stephen Barievuga. I'm from the Uganda Registration Services Bureau. Our mandate is to register intellectual property. The innovation that I want to talk about is the Rwenzori Mountains of the Moon Geographical Indications Coffee. Geographical indications is about Uganda identifying the unique aspects that make a particular product stand out from the global market. Now, Uganda's only geographical indication so far is the Rwenzori Mountains Geographical Indication Coffee. It's from the Rwenzori Mountains, and the reason it stands out is because it has traceability. It comes and grows from an area that has unique features, and it's selling like hotcake in the European market. As the URSB, we've made contact with partners and ensured that this unique coffee is positioned as a product from Uganda.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So we shall move. The reason I did this was to speak to our pride and confidence that we have in our innovations, but also to have the culture of celebrating our own, that we're on a journey, a very good journey towards that. But I also encourage us to own our innovation journeys, our scientific innovation journeys, but also this will also help us in identifying where the different weaknesses are instead of celebrating other people's achievements. And that speaks to so much, including our own history. I'll be really moving quickly into the panel discussions, and it's not by mistake that these discussions will be happening here. Like I said earlier, my mother does root from this particular area, Ntungamo district. And if I can give you a bit of childhood recap, when I visited as a young boy in Ntungamo district, Rentowo here, in the hills of Rentowo, I'm a born of Kampala, but the first time I visited, my first encounter was a really rural area that, and my personal experiences, to share this with you on a lighter moment, was a house that, or a community, if I may put it that way, that was really underdeveloped, full of rats. My first experience was rats and dog bites, but we moved away from that. And really seeing this here gives me courage, and that the African continent is taking shape, and Uganda in particular is on a rightful journey to economic development. Well, the panel today is going to be discussing a key issue, and I'll recap again, and that's the bottlenecks to Africa's innovation, industrialization, and value addition journey. And the first question will go straight away to, I'll make it a universal question to my panelists. And the first question will be, on the panel we have innovators, we have remarkable names within the industrial sector, we have leaders or people that do influence policy, and these will be casting an eye or putting a spotlight on today's topic. For the innovator, I'll start with Dr. Matthias Magola to briefly give us a recap into what he thinks on his journey, because he has taken really tremendous steps through the innovation journey. What are the major bottlenecks that you've identified on your journey, and how did you resolve them as an innovator, but also an entrepreneur? Thank you.
Thanks very much for that question. But I usually start with one thing. You know very well, you've heard that currently I've filed more than 100 patents in the US, and I continue to file more. And some of these patents have already been published by the US Patent Office. But the question is one, how are you able to tackle, including diseases that have failed the white man? When you read about our patent, the recent one for cancer, for Alzheimer, for malaria, for HIV, using very advanced technologies. These have already been published by US Patent Office. But how have we been able to do this or to tackle this? Imagine somebody from Africa. I start with one thing, and I'm happy the bishop and the priest talked about these issues. There's one thing that we failed to appreciate. We think we are here alone. We think we came here by mistake. And when the bishops or the religious people tell us about the Creator or about God, we think maybe they are wasting their time. We don't pay attention. We say, after all, they are the one who's saying these words. But I tell you, if you have faith and you discover the reason why you are here, you will do great things that the world will be amazed. If we believe that everything starts with our Creator God, then we'll be able to do great things that will make a change to the rest of the world. It is not easy. The journey has not been easy at all. But I want to assure you, especially all those people who want to follow in our footsteps of being entrepreneurs. You heard my colleague. He said it's not easy. Don't think we enjoy. We live a life of sacrifice. We face so many rejections, ridicule. People laugh at our ideas. I remember they invited me to a conference in Washington, World Vaccines Congress. And because I do a lot of publications in international journals, so I met all the who and who's in this world, including top professors from Harvard, from Pfizer, from big pharmaceutical companies. Because when they read about my work, my patents and my publications, one of the professors said, "So you are Magola?" I said, "Yes." He said, "We thought you were a robot. How can somebody come from Africa and is able to do this?" So I want to assure everyone here, it is possible, as long as you believe that you are not alone, that you need guidance from the Creator. You will do greater things. The journey is long. Looking for money in Africa is a big challenge. But guess what? We have our president, our government. Our president is a man of vision. And I can tell you, without his guidance, without his support, you will not be here, we will not be seeing a park like this. So I think we clap for our president. Secondly, I appreciate that Ugandans, we need to support our own. We need to support Tugume. Because when government supports something like this, and I understand government also owns a stake in this facility. So when government owns a stake in this facility, it then belongs to you, all Ugandans. It's going to change the course of our country. So we need to continue to give support to this kind of innovation. What we go through as entrepreneurs, you can't believe it. Raising money is a challenge. Nobody wants to look at us. Our competitors, the other side, especially in the US, in Europe, in China, they have cheaper finance. In Africa is a challenge, big problem. You borrowing money at above a 20% interest rate, you can't pay. That's why, and actually it's a song now, that 95% of all companies, they don't see the 10th birthday. So they all collapse, they all crumble. Why? Because we lack the capital, we lack the support.
Mr. Magola, on that very particular issue, which cuts across, in dealing with innovations, generally as a country, we've realized that credit access and financing is a cross-cutting challenge. What are the different endeavors, not only as an entrepreneur, have you undertaken to influence so that we can have better financing structures, better credit access for the various innovative ventures, not only on policy influence, but also on engaging key stakeholders that are affected, but also that can implement creation of better policies in the same arena?
I think our government has just realized that China has been able to achieve this kind of acceleration in terms of growth because they have been supporting their own. Because the cheapest capital that I really request our government, they need to support entrepreneurs. Don't leave them to banks because banks will not take them anywhere. Banks give money and it's short term and the interest is very, very high. So if government can invest in parastatals like UDC, like UDB, so that entrepreneurs are able to at least get money at a low interest rate, you will see the boom in this country.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Magola, for your submissions. I will move to the Honorable Woman Member of Parliament, the District Woman Member of Parliament in Tungamo District, to answer particularly on policy level. The August House has been on the spotlight for neglecting partly or initiating policies that the innovators, the scientists, think have not helped them in terms of advancing their innovations to commercialization. What are the different endeavors have you undertaken as a leader in the area? And thank you for hosting us once again.
Thank you so much, our moderator. Once again, I take this opportunity to welcome you in Tungamo, a blessed district. Before I go to your question, I want to join everyone here to thank the President of Uganda. There is something the Bishop talked about, dreaming at night, forgetting your dream during the day. But I think in this case for Inspire Africa, the dream was dreamed at night. They remembered it during the day. And as you know, everything comes from God, and He's always there for us. He sent us an angel, who is the President of Uganda, to see us through, to help us to see that Inspire Africa realizes this dream. We thank God and we keep thanking Him, and we pray that He keeps blessing President Museveni and government of Uganda. Another person to thank in this, as a person who has seen this project start from one, if not start from the head. I'm born from this area. I've studied with Tugume. We've grown together. We've been here when there was nothing. We thank the First Lady, Mama Janet, for always being there for us to pray and guide us. I'm very sure she has been there to connect us to the President. And in a special way, we thank the President of Uganda, as Dr. Magora has said, someone who follows up. I'm very sure we cannot spend a month without him communicating. If he doesn't call Tugume, I'm sure he will call me. And if we spend at least 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I'm Nelson will call.
ukaikiriza wetu president bado ukaikiriza wetu president
abachara empangare nimwe mwena bisha bo murembe musya noyenda kujwara ukarebe kaje nko mukazi w'ekitinisa ikiriza twanjura